on your person.
Well, where you go? I don't know why I'm carrying it around.
we probably
This is
should
what
leave
I
it
did
right
when I
over
first
here,
moved
Ralph.
in
We
here.
probably
I
should
keep
leave it
taking
right
my
over
purse
here.
and leaving it someplace.
Wait a
And I
minute.
walk all around this house looking for my purse.
Wait a minute, let's put
all
it right
the time.
here. Ralph, just put it right here. The suitcase will be fine.
Here. Then, want to block off the,
No, no.
no?
Let me put this under here, but we slide
We
this.
didn't have this much trouble the last motel we stayed in.
No. There, that's good, that's good.
You know what you could do? You could move this chair over and then put that chair
Well,
right
that's
next
what
to
we
it.
need is more supervisors.
Would give you more room over there.
Are you all settled, Gerald?
This is
Yes, ma'am.
This is my junior high school. There aren't hardly any Jewish kids in here. So.
We're from Roosevelt?
Here I am, right here.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
Barrett
point.
Junior High.
Barrett Junior High.
This was my
Those
real
are
good
nice
girlfriend, and I'm
Junior
still
high.
friendly with her. And Margaret is someplace up here. Another one. Oh, here she is, right here.
Uncle Harry and Sadie.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Or is that isn't mother?
No, yes it is.
No, mother never had a
Sadie
family.
This
was
is
Jordan.
Morris.
With who?
Right? This is Morris.
I was gonna say Morris, but this.
Morris Kreitzer.
You remember Morris?
No,
Did you-
Ralph did. He signed
Did you
one.
meet him?
Who?
Morris? Uncle Morris?
Oh, here's Ralph fixing something.
Fixing, this was making something.
He's still looking for that enlarger.
Yeah.
Where is that?
that
Yeah, where is that?
He came all, he flew out here just to find it.
You guys were here.
Uncle Dave, you're supposed to know where it is.
Grandmother's
We
with
threw it out.
Michael.
Actually, it disappeared. It
Uh,
disappeared. That's the truth.
We threw it out, it disappeared.
The two on, there's two enlargers.
I got the lens though from that.
I got
It's
the
Michael.
For the 4x5 and this is
Who
the
is
35 millimeter. I had two of those that built.
I don't know.
They're all
I
such quaint
remember this.
Valentines.
I did it quite different.
I had
Look how
Crystal warm
fancy these
Yeah,
things are. Look at
I was
that.
look at all the
Look at
ice.
this, how this is made. Look,
I was always afraid she was cold.
look at that.
One, isn't that cute?
That's a
really cute
one.
one. That's when you were
One heart
visiting.
plus
Look at
one
this.
heart equals
Uh-huh.
question
Look how
mark.
fat
See, I
my
can't do this.
baby
So,
looks.
so please don't call me dumb. For when it all is said and done, your heart plus mine should
This is my
equal
favorite.
one.
This is
I
yours,
did-
Ida.
oh, that's
This is
a-
my
oh.
favorite. And that's forget-me-nots
Mac and
there.
Andy.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Lawrence
adorable?
Engelman, 1926.
Here's our soldier boy here.
From Bertha Bella
Himmelstein.
Yeah.
Across the street. That was her best girlfriend.
Just
The
a
one,
class.
yeah.
So many. Let's see that, Betty.
Isn't that a beautiful thing? That was her best girlfriend, send her that
Who was
one.
that?
This one, that one's from Bertha Bella Himmelstein.
Across
Yeah.
the street.
And this is from Mary Food.
See?
Now that.
Now, I don't know who
I
this
think
is.
that's Morris and his wife. And that's.
She didn't know Morris. It couldn't have been.
There's something
She didn't
Harry.
know where he was. He didn't appear.
Maybe, but this is a real old picture.
Well, she didn't have a picture like that. I mean, she has a picture, but I don't know who it is. I don't know. Isn't that
And
cute?
here's Ralph.
That's Ralph.
That, what do you call a trumpet? That's the,
What do you call a
king,
trumpet?
king?
And this
Oh,
is your
no,
father.
that's a
Michelle.
Martin.
Yeah.
Martin, right.
This is in front of our apartment in New
New
Rochelle,
Rochelle.
New York, our first apartment.
We lived downstairs.
Right
next-
here, and it was a dress shop at one time,
Big French windows.
and had big tall windows, and I had never spent a night home
Who's
alone,
this baby?
ever. I don't know. And he was, we got married, we came to New Rochelle, and a day or two he had to have charge of quarters, and I was home alone, almost died.
This again, yeah, that's
Harvey,
Celia's.
this
That's
is Harvey.
The older picture of Celia, that's
Oh.
the same identical mouth when Celia got older.
This is
That's
Harvey.
Harvey.
Harvey Maybrook?
Yeah, this little one is Harvey.
Harvey Maybrook? No. Couldn't have
Sure.
been that cute.
Yeah, well,
He was a
come on.
nice
He was a
looking
nice
boy.
looking
Good looking boy, Harvey?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Stanley.
Yeah,
The
it's a-
Harvey.
Oh,
man.
Stanley was me.
Oh, yes, there.
No, Harvey was a good looking boy. This is,
Well, that's
What's her name?
Dad's niece, but,
Am I glad,
Sophie.
am I
Sophie.
glad she was big and fat, but
Yeah,
you
she
didn't
was,
like big
it
and
wasn't
fat
big and fat, she's a big girl. Big
Yeah, you
girl.
can see here.
Pretty, pretty girl, big.
No.
This is really old
I don't
because it
understand
had
that.
the
It
wood
says
step.
wooden steps
The
there.
first steps and then they rotted out and
Let me
the mother had them changed into
To the wooden-
concrete.
the concrete
Concrete,
steps.
yeah.
So this was a very early
Old
picture.
picture.
I recall what was under the porch. What,
Empty.
did we have a grill in front of it or what?
Lattice.
Lattice work.
Lattice work, right, the lattice work.
Can't see it.
Grew the lattice.
Do what?
Grew lattice.
Your lattice there? What kind was it? Was it romaine or?
I was roaming all over the.
Romaine all over the front of the porch, huh? Oh, God, here we go.
There we go again.
Here we go.
Are you sleeping over there?
Don't start with me.
Let us forget about it.
Don't start
Let us
with me.
pass on to better subjects there.
Well, you can see it's Celia there with her.
Michael
She
still
must
has
have
the
been
same
about
face.
12 or 13
Yeah.
years
No,
old.
no older than that.
Michael Lee
She
Crest,
looked-
blonde
she didn't
Let's
look-
see, how old was she when your dad died then? What year did he die in?
Well, he died in 23.
So
Isn't it
she would have
23?
been, what would she have been then?
Well, I think she died a couple of years after he did.
We figured.
Well, I was 5 years old when he died.
She might have been 12 or 13.
No, I was 5 years old when you were born.
That's right.
You were,
She's
you're
probably
you're
about
old.
12.
I was here, we could figure out he died in
She's probably about
1922, and I was, so I was 1 year old.
Right.
November the 6th, the gravestone says. November the 6th, 1922.
You were a year old, and I was,
Irene was
at
just
that time, I was
45.
6, because you were,
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
5 when you were born.
Yeah. This is
That's
really
Ralph.
cute, yeah. That's Ralph and
that's
this is
the
Ralph.
Ralph.
Yeah,
That's
and see, Judy's
This is-
face looked just like that. Judy looked just like that.
And
when
this,
she
you
was
know who
little.
Well,
this is?
Ellen
Dr.
looks
Briner.
like
Aunt
that.
Bryna.
Aunt Bryner.
Aunt
Look how
Bryna.
short she is.
I think these are the ones you did.
Your mother was
Here's
short,
Celia.
and look at her.
There's Celia, and who is this? That
That's
must,
you.
who is that dude with the?
That's you.
With a hat on.
The dude with the hat.
And there must be.
And who's that? That must be
must be Dave.
Dave.
Oh, you were tooting up a storm there.
Who's this?
Oh, is that Dave? Is that?
Look, here's two little kids here on the step. Look at that.
To get on the cover and get the.
This is,
See that?
this is the picture.
That's Buddy.
When
you hear these two
Here, over here was the bakery,
Yes, right.
Well, that's west.
and here was the fish store.
Right across the street on the, see
You
that?
don't remember getting the feed, because I used to go to get the pigeon after you guys were grown already. I used to go get a nickel's worth of cracked corn for the pigeons all the
That
time.
was the, what do you call pigeons, those?
Yeah, see,
powder
the
pigeons.
the powders.
The white
fantails.
fantails.
Fantail.
Fantails and so on.
I was telling him about the time that I put one of those pigeons inside of my shirt. And then the shirt got all full of lice. And mother took a look at that and she almost had us screaming babies. Went up, threw me in the bathtub, hot water. I was about 11 years old. And then ran that fine tooth comb through my hair.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she worked you two guys over real good too. To
Yeah,
make sure
she
there's
did.
no lice in your hair.
Pigeons have
Pigeons have lice, and I didn't know that.
Never heard.
God, they were all over the inside of my shirt and on my chest and on my undershirt.
I never heard.
Boy, that was a.
He had a big chicken coop back there, a pigeon coop.
Pigeon.
But it wasn't ours.
Yes, it was
Well,
ours.
what about the guys right on Angler Street that had it
Look,
too?
there was a door
Just
going
hold on,
into
hold on.
ours.
It was built over into their yard.
Yeah. There you are.
It was ours. The door was there and they had their.
I thought it was theirs.
No,
I
no,
didn't
it's
know.
ours.
No, it was ours.
Zelko bought those.
He says he's got a picture of Zelko and all of us together.
Could be.
I got a copy of it, but I'm
Got Indian there too? Indian, remember Indian?
And the guy that worked for
The guy that
him.
worked, no, he's
Yeah,
not. This is just the three of us.
Did I tell you that how I learned to drive a truck?
He told you
To
that.
Detroit.
Yeah.
He put me on that truck to go to Detroit to pick up a load of produce with his Indian. He was a tall guy with black
Big
hair,
hair.
and he was drunk as a lord. There we headed up for mother had known that. She didn't know all these things. About
She'd have
we
murdered
start
both of
getting out of Columbus, and he was so drunk. He said to me, "You better get over." I was what, about 14, 15.
He
or
drove?
so?
He
Yeah.
started.
He said, "Get over and drive the truck." And I said, "I don't know how to drive a truck." He said, "You better get over here because I can't drive it." And he switched seats with him and drove clear into Detroit with that drunk
Two-way road too, probably.
drunk Indian right next to me.
Was he a real Indian?
Oh, yeah.
He was a real Indian.
Full blood,
How
very
long?
safe fellow. How long was Mother married to Zelko?
Too long.
I understand that. About 4 or 5 years, I think it was.
Was it that long?
I think it was, before he got killed, but yeah.
In a bar
All of a sudden.
with his friends, a guy.
Yeah, and your
Killed,
mother,
stabbed.
your mother had a
Where
bury,
was he buried?
your mother had to bury him here.
Here.
Here?
No,
Oh,
not
down there?
Down there.
Well,
sent the
she
money
had to
down
send
there.
money.
He was buried, he was not buried in Columbus.
I remember when she went down. I
Yeah.
remember, when it happened.
Well, she was gonna divorce him, I
When we were on our car trip, we passed through Baton Rouge.
And it came
and
into
came back
Rousset.
to me and I told her
And I
the whole
had
story.
never heard about it.
Never heard the story. We passed through, driving through Baton Rouge.
He was very, very good mechanically.
And I didn't.
And he worked on some of the rental properties on English Street.
I can't get
Is
all
that how
these
she met
spots
him?
out.
No, I don't know where she met him, but on Angler Street,
Look at
he
that
was
frame line.
replacing a hot water tank.
Don't you have to get them all out, Lina? It's
I was
great.
And,
gonna try the frame is.
I was down there helping him.
Sad.
I was a gopher, and I
Yeah.
would hand him the tools and everything else. And I remember he was hot tempered.
As
and,
Ralph
uh,
said, he had a mean temper.
And somehow or other, he pulled with a wrench on it, and it slipped off, and he skinned his knuckles. And boy, did he cuss in Italian. He used an Italian word, that I didn't know what it was, and I had some Italian kids that we played with, and I asked them what this word meant, and they told me what it meant. And
It wasn't bad, huh?
it was a bad word.
There's a letter here to
Celia?
Celia from a girlfriend.
Oh, let's see.
In that, she's telling her all the events, and she says,
Oh, let
do
me
you think
see.
you will be able to come back to school soon?
Oh, my.
Oh,
So
that's
she must have-
Let me
she
try
said
and read it, honey.
that.
Oh, dear Celia, hope you enjoyed Christmas as well as I did. Must be a shiksa.
Yeah.
Did you receive my card I sent, as I have been so busy I haven't had time to come out and see you, but we'll try to come out some night. Hope the coming year will bring better success. Do you think you will be able to come back to school soon? I hope so, as I sure do miss you. What did you get for Christmas? I got so much stuff I couldn't begin to name it all. I got a silver compact from my beau, and I got 2 others besides. I don't suppose you would know me now if you would see me, as everybody says I have changed so. I am so much bigger. Sure would like to see you, kid. Sure would like to see you, kid. Every time I sit down to do my school lessons, I think of you. I have just neglected to write for so long, and I finally made up my mind. If there is any possible way for you to write, please write and tell me how you are. From your friend, Miss Doris Leslie, 371 South 3rd Street, Columbus, Ohio, apartment 3. SWAK, kisses and hugs, please
What did we know
answer.
about all this? Nothing.
She must have been starting high
only 8 years
school.
old.
See, at 16.
Well,
Must have been
this
starting.
is just part of
Celia
doing
probably
business,
never got to go to high
paying
school.
back loans and so forth.
And here's
Nothing wrong with
the,
that.
look, December 28th, 1925. When did Celia die?
It was just about that
It's about
time.
that time, she was ill.
She wrote to her, and there's the return address. Oh, my
Wonder who that-
Present
What was the
doll, it
difference
says.
between you and Celia in age?
Well,
This picture was taken
all
in
right.
19 and 21, right
She
there,
was-
the year you were born.
All right, she was 16 when she died, right?
And how old
Yeah.
were
And
you?
I was since I remember this, I must have been about 4. So I would say there's 12 years difference, roughly. And
I
that's
don't
what
know at age 4 if you
Well,
would
she
remember
couldn't,
it.
she couldn't
What
have
do you
been.
remember?
She was
I
no
remember
more than-
sitting with
She
Celia
was a
making
baby in here, so this
Valentine's.
couldn't have been.
Well, but
Something
that was,
mixed up.
she
In
didn't
1921.
I
die.
said 19
Huh?
and
She
21.
didn't die then.
No, but she died pretty well after that, because then I
See
don't
how it
remember
says
her after that.
19 and 21.
You're cutting our heads off.
It said 19 and 21. Do you see that? And 21. she was probably about 4 years old here. Ralph was born in 21.
Well, she was 4 years old in 1917. Well, it couldn't have been, she was old. I was born in 1913.
And I got
Up to
screwed
the
out
minute.
of
What do you mean? Why did you get screwed out of it?
screwed out of the top beta pie.
Well, I
Why?
never got it the first year I was entitled to it. But they had to
I
give
had
it to me.
trouble getting
They had to
it.
give it to me the second year because
You know
my
their cups
grades
were
were
like
such
this
that.
deep on the
Well, my
pants years
grades
ago,
in third,
Lina?
second,
They
third,
were like
and
that
fourth.
deep, the cups on pants.
First year, third, and fourth
Look at
were
that.
very
Look how
high,
deep
and they
those
wouldn't give
cups
it to
were
me
in
anyhow
pants.
because I got that one
My
D in
God.
chemistry with that
That was
stupid
the
Dr.
style.
McNevin. I'll never forget him. He's the one that told me Jews don't belong in chemical engineering. They
Well,
can't-
Lahosky told me the same thing.
That
Lahosky
bastard
said,
to say that.
Yeah.
well, Lahosky.
That's when I got out of engineering. I mean, I said, the hell with you, and I left. And
Well,
he said, I'm
Lahosky
gonna give
told
you
me
a
the
D, and
same
I said,
thing.
okay, you'll
See,
give me a D.
Lahosky
Nothing I can
said
do about it.
that the Jews would never get a job in industrial engineering. He told me point blank. He said, you ought to be in dentistry. He said, where all the other Jews in dentistry or medicine, where all the other Jews
They
are.
said that to
You'll
me.
never get a job as an engineer. Jews don't belong in engineering.
And he had
I went
trouble
over-
getting a
I went
job.
over to